Okay, here's tying your loom. It's the final step before you're ready to weave. The ends that we started with need to be tied off so that your warp thread can't come apart. Tug gently on that first string that you taped under to get started with warping. Flatten the tape back down so it doesn't get in the way. Make sure it's snug. Pull tight. And I'm just going to go around the first string. If it's tight like it should be, you might have to lift it to get it to go under. So I'm going around, that makes a little loop, and I'm going to put the end in that loop and pull it tight. You need to do that 2 times. Try to get my fingers out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going around that first string. I have a loop. You put it through and pull it tight. I'm using pink thread so you can see it easier, and you can see that because I did not use the warping thread, the yarn is wanting to ravel and makes the tying harder. Now this next tie is really tricky. I like to do a second one so that I can get rid of the end. But this time I don't pull it as tight. This time I just pull it a little snug. This would be easier if I had left a longer string, because my loop is now really tiny. But it's doable. So this one, now where this knot is, this is just going to be one string that we weave over top of, and you'll never see the knots. They will disappear into your weaving. You can trim the end, just make sure you don't cut the warp string underneath. Again, this knot will disappear into your weaving. It'll just become part of that. It's important that you don't tie it around the cardboard, because if you do that, it will not allow your pouch to open all the way. It will not allow you to get it off of the cardboard when we're finished. Okay, the second string is where I ended. And that also needs, I no longer need that piece of tape. That also needs to be tied. So it came up from this side. I'm going to go to the back, pull it tight. I'm going to lift my string up. This one won't be as hard because this is a little longer. I'm going to pull it tight, the first loop, take it through. Again, I'm keeping a loop here. I put one around the string and pull it tight. Now I have done that twice and I've got a nice little knot right there. Do you see a nice little knot right there? Now I'm going to do that same thing, only this time I don't pull it all the way to the end. I only pull it to about here. So I'm going to take my string, put it under. All my Boy Scouts in here, I know you have knotting lessons for Boy Scouts. I helped my son through them. This should be a piece of cake for you. And you can be our knotting experts and help other classmates. This is not something that you want to skip over. If you don't get these knotted, your weaving could come apart. So make sure you check it. If you're having difficulty, ask a friend at your table. If they can't help you, ask me. Part of art is troubleshooting as you go. That's a big part of the learning process, is figuring it out as you go. So let's see you working together to get these warped and knotted.